Hello friends, today we will discuss about four different impedance measurement method in detail. So let's start. So first we will understand what is Z or impedance. So impedance is a measure of effective resistance of electric circuit or its component to alternative current. So at a given frequency, so Z is a function of frequency or omega. Okay, so it can be represented like Z R plus J and X, and in the graphical form you can represent like this way. So this is the real axis and this is the imaginary axis. So this is the R and this is the Z, and if you want to represent this in polar coordinates, so you can represent in Z. Sorry, this is the X, this is the Z and this is the theta, so you can represent this way. So there are many impedance measurement method. So today we will discuss four out of them. So first one is the bridge method. So in the bridge method, let's draw the bridge first. This is third one. Okay. So in this two end you can connect the source, and here this two end you can connect one detector. So this is the Z1, Z2, Z3, ZX. So everyone is familiar with this Wheatstone bridge. So it will work when there is no current flow in this within the detector. That means when this I detector equal to 0. So in this condition this bridge will work. So the equation is Zx equal to Z1 divided by Z2 into Z3. So using this condition you can find the unknown impedance in the circuit. So you know Z1, you know Z2 and you know Z3. So using 3 you can find the ZX. So the disadvantage of this method is you have to vary this ZX, or this is the unknown impedance, so you don't need to vary this one. So this Z1, Z2 and Z3 you have to vary manually such that there will be no current flow through the detector. So that is the one disadvantage in this method. The advantageous method is, sorry, the advantage of this method is this is a very low cost measurement process, and here the measurement of impedance accuracy is high. Okay, so now let's start with the another measurement method, second one, that is the name resonant method. So here there will be one L, sorry, this is the R, this is the L, and one tuning capacitor will be there so that you can vary the capacitor. Okay, and this will be to measure the circuit Q value. This is the Q meter you can say, and you can connect the voltage source here. So this is the resistance R, this is the inductor L, and this is the capacitor C. So by at the resonant condition, you can, by knowing capacitor value, by knowing frequency value, by knowing Q value, you can calculate the unknown impedance, that is Lx R. So if you want to put name like Lx, so this unknown impedance Lx and R you can calculate. So this is also another kind of measurement, impedance measurement process. Okay, so now let's go to the third measurement process. So in the third, this is also a very simple measurement process. This is called IV method. So in this method, here one will be the source, and this will be the one resistance, and this is the known resistance R, and here this is the impedance, you can name it like ZX. Okay, so now if you connect with this ZX, this is a very simple measurement process. You can name it V, and the voltage source you can measure from using a voltmeter. Let's say it's a V1. Okay, and the current flow through this resistance is I, and if you measure this using a voltmeter, let's say its voltage is V2. Okay, now this to find the unknown impedance ZX, this is equal to V1 divided by I. Okay, because this current is flowing I and this voltage is V1, and if you replace I, so it will be V1 divided by V2 into R. So here I replace here the value of I, that is V2 divided by R. So you know V1, you know V2, and you know the known resistance R. So by calculating V1 divided by V2 into R, you can calculate ZX. Okay, so this is a very simple measurement method, that's the IV measurement method. And in the last, we will discuss auto balance bridge method. Okay, so this is a very good impedance measurement method. So let's draw first the circuit diagram. So this is the voltage source. So here you can put DUT, that means device under test, or this is the unknown impedance that you want to measure. So this can be a sample, this can be a resistor, whatever impedance, whatever samples resistance you want, or whatever samples impedance value you want to measure, so that you can say device under test. Okay, or in small it you can add DUT. And this is the one known resistance, you can put here R, and so this will connect with a op-amp. Okay, so now this will go to the ground, and this terminal, this is the minus and this is the plus, so this will also ground to the ground. And you can measure this voltage, that is V, and okay, and let's say the current is passing through this Ix, and in this R, let's say current is flowing I, R. So ideally this Ix should equal to IR, and you can measure the voltage V here. So let's say its name is VR, and now the current is flowing Ix, that is V divided by Zx, because if you consider this samples resistance is Zx, or samples impedance value is Zx, and this voltage is V and current is flowing here Ix, so this equal to Ix. And another condition is this IR equal to VR divided by R, because this current is flowing here IR and resistance value is R, and voltage you are measuring here VR. Okay, so now same current will flow through this device under test and to the unknown, to the known resistance, that is IR. So these are capital. So this is the low terminal, and this is the low terminal, you can name it L, and this is the high terminal H. So the here we are calling here auto balancing bridge, because this low terminal is always connect, is a virtual ground condition if you see it carefully. So this is the plus and this is connected to the ground, so the voltage at this point will be always 0. Okay, so this is a virtual ground condition. So in this condition, this current flow through this, that means through device under test, and this resistance will flow the same. So this will be balanced by this op-amp virtual ground condition. That's why we are calling it a auto balance bridge method. Okay, so now from this condition, if you simplify this equation, it will be V divided by Zx equal to Br divided by R. Is R will be capital, because I am this also be capital. Okay, now Zx equal to V R, sorry, V R Zx equal to V into R. So V divided by VR into R. So you can measure the voltage V from here V, and VR from this here VR, and the known resistance R. Okay, so from there you can calculate the Zx value or the unknown impedance value. So this is the, there are 4 impedance measurement process that I discussed today. One more thing that I did not discuss, that you have to apply a small AC signal. So this signal should be small. So generally this will be 10 to 50 millielectron volt with a particular frequency. So at which frequency you want to measure the impedance. Okay, so small signal you have to apply. So why you have to apply small signal? Because if you apply a large signal, then this will not be a linear system. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that if you apply a time with respect to time, if you apply a sinusoidal voltage, let's say, okay, so this is the voltage, and in response, if you want to measure the current, so that signal should be also sinusoidal. There may be a phase shift, but the frequency should be same. So you can also, for example, this sinusoidal will maybe shifted little. So that means like this. So there may be a phase shift. So for example, if your signal is, that is V equal to V0 exponential of j omega t, and your current should be I equal to I0 exponential of j omega t plus phi. So frequency should be same, but there may be a phase shift. Okay, so and these 4 different resistance impedance measurement method that are discussed, that's our resonant method, IB method, auto balancing bridge method, and first one is the Wheatstone bridge method. Okay, so I hope this will be helpful. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe our channel.